Every once in a while, a TV moment goes viral for all the best reasons. Well, today we're diving into one of those moments, where a little 4-year-old boy didn't just charm everyone, he left a world-famous host and a whole studio audience completely and utterly speechless. And there he is, the host himself, Steve Harvey. Just look at that expression. That is pure, unadulterated shock. This was the exact moment he realized he wasn't just talking to a cute kid. Nope, he was witnessing something truly extraordinary. All right, so let's meet the star of the show. This is Tommy, a 4-year-old guest on the Steve TV show. Now, he walked on stage with all the confidence in the world, but I'm telling you, no one, especially not Steve Harvey, could have possibly predicted where this was all about to go. So Steve starts things off easy, just trying to build a nice, fun rapport. He asks Tommy about his family, specifically about his older brother Jack. And Tommy, well, he was more than ready to play along. When Steve asks about his brother's girlfriend, Devin, Tommy drops this little gem with perfect comedic timing. The audience just erupted, and right away you could tell this kid had a huge personality. But believe it or not, that was just the warm-up. So after a few good laughs, the whole interview takes this wild turn. Steve Harvey pulls out a stack of flashcards, deciding to test Tommy's knowledge. And what started as just a simple, fun little segment, well, it quickly became the main event. And get this, the topic wasn't animals or colors or something you'd expect a 4-year-old to know. It was U.S. presidents. Yeah, a subject that stumps plenty of adults. Steve probably thought he'd get a few funny guesses, right? He was so not prepared for what was coming next. What followed was, and I'm not exaggerating here, nothing short of astonishing. Tommy basically gave a masterclass in presidential trivia that left Steve Harvey grabbing his head in disbelief and the audience literally on their feet. Okay, let's break this down. Steve kicks things off with the first card, a picture of Grover Cleveland. He holds it up, asks Tommy who it is, and this little kid doesn't even blink. He names him right away. But then Steve asks for a fun fact. And boom, just like that, Tommy fires back with this fact, that Cleveland served 2 non-consecutive terms. Steve immediately turns to the audience, stunned, and asks if they knew that. You could hear a collective no from the crowd. So Steve's probably thinking, okay, maybe that was a lucky guess, a fluke, right? So he moves on. He pulls out a more recent president, Barack Obama, a more familiar face for sure, but what kind of trivia could a 4-year-old possibly know? And there it is again, another perfect, totally surprising, and 100% correct answer. You can just see the look on people's faces. This mix of confusion and just pure awe. Steve just laughs and goes, "How do you know that?" But he keeps going, right? The sense of disbelief in the room is just building and building. He pulls out the next card, Ulysses S. Grant. By this point, you can tell Steve is actively trying to find a president that will finally stump this kid. Now, this one is just fantastic because it's not some dry fact. It's a funny, memorable little piece of history. And Tommy delivers it perfectly, getting another huge laugh and a round of applause. The kid knows his stuff. All right, next up is William Howard Taft. At this point, the answers are getting more and more obscure. I mean, what could Tommy possibly know about Taft? Oh man, this one brought the house down. It's probably the most famous piece of Taft trivia, and the fact that a 4-year-old knew it and said it so confidently was just incredible. At this point, it was crystal clear. Tommy wasn't guessing. He's a genuine prodigy. So Steve, now totally defeated but loving every single second of it, holds up the next picture, one of the founding fathers, Thomas Jefferson. And this right here really shows the depth of his knowledge. This isn't just simple trivia anymore. That's a nuanced piece of information about Jefferson's actual character and skills. That shows a level of understanding that is just, well, it's mind-blowing for his age. And now, for the grand finale of this incredible quiz, Steve pulls out one last card, John Quincy Adams. He has aced 5 in a row. Is it possible? Could he make it a perfect 6 for 6? He absolutely could. Flawless. Another obscure fact delivered without a moment's hesitation. The performance was complete. Tommy had officially become a talk show legend. And here it is, all in one place. 6 presidents, 6 unbelievable facts, just rattled off by a 4-year-old. This wasn't just some cute party trick, it was a stunning display of knowledge that, let's be honest, most adults don't have. Just incredible. I mean, after a performance like that, you can't just send him off with a handshake and a thanks for coming. Steve Harvey, who was clearly blown away, knew he had to do something really special for his guest. He was so genuinely impressed, he looked right at Tommy and said what everyone in the room was thinking. You're going to be the president one day. And of course, every future president needs some practice, so he had the perfect gift all lined up. And what a gift! Steve actually wheeled out a miniature, drivable presidential motorcade, complete with Tommy for President decals on the side. It was the absolute perfect reward for a pint-sized historian with a very, very bright future ahead of him. You know, Tommy's story is just a fantastic reminder that brilliance and knowledge can pop up in the most unexpected places. It really proves you should never, ever underestimate what a kid is capable of learning. Which leaves us with one final thought. What's the most surprising thing a kid has ever taught you?